Welcome back to my HTML tutorial series. In this video, we're going to learn how to create forms using HTML. Forms are an essential part of web development, allowing users to interact with your website. Let's dive in and create a simple entry form step by step. First, make sure you have your HTML boilerplate code set up and live server started. Now let's create our form. Start by adding the form tags. And inside our form tag, we're going to create a username field using a text input and also give it a label. And we're going to add line breaks between each of our fields using the BR tag. Next, let's create a password field using the password input and also giving it a label with 2 line breaks after it. Each one of these we're giving a placeholder for the respective field. In the username's case, the placeholder is username, password, placeholder is password. Placeholder is temporary, where when you click into it, you can type over it. Next, let's create a field for email by using the email input. Then we're going to use radio buttons to ask for the user's preferred language. We're going to use 3 different radio buttons, one for English, French, and German. And we're also going to use the checked option to make that the default. But you can always click around and change these. The checked attribute just makes that chosen by default. Next, let's create a checkbox selection asking for the coding languages that the user wants to learn. In this case, we're using 3 different checkboxes with the second one checked for JavaScript. After that, let's add a drop-down selection for the countries that the user wants to visit. So in this case, you see that we have a select tag with 3 option elements embedded inside it. And each one of the 3 option elements has a different country in it: France, Japan, and England. And when I click the drop down, you see those 3 choices available. Next, let's create a text area, which would be like a open comment box for the user to fill out. This is what it looks like, and you can adjust the size of the box using the calls and the rows attribute here. Finally, let's create a submit button that the user can hit at the end to submit this information using the submit input. Now this button right now doesn't actually work because we need to learn a little bit of JavaScript, and we'll get to that later on in order to get this fully functioning to be able to submit the data somewhere. Now when you look in your browser, you should see your completed entry form with all the fields and elements that we've just created. It should include a user field, password field, email field, some radio buttons, some checkboxes, drop-down selection, and an open text area. With that being said, congratulations, you've just built a fully functional HTML form. With this knowledge, you can start creating forms for your own web projects and customize them as you need it. In future videos, we'll explore how to style these forms using CSS and how to process form data using JavaScript. Stay tuned for more HTML tutorials, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more helpful web development tips. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below.